So I totally want to tell you about this thing, but I'm afraid that if I tell you about this thing, I won't be able to tell you about this thing because I'll jinx it. Duh, jinx it. Jinx. There it is, right there. I've jinxed it. It's jinxed. Now, it's not going to work out. The thing that I'm going to tell you, if I tell you ahead of time, I'll jinx it and it won't work out. Yeah, it'll totally be wrecked. That's what's going to happen. Hi, my name's Arlene. I'm a performing singer-songwriter, and a little ways back, I learned that I am autistic, and then shortly after that, I learned that I have ADHD. And so I'm here in my music studio trying to figure out what it all means. And I've been thinking about my coping mechanisms, and I've got this really interesting coping mechanism that I wonder if other people have it as well. So I want to just describe it to you. Here's a really typical scene, okay? All right. I like to walk every day in the morning. I do like to walk every day in the morning. I like to get my 10,000 steps in. Okay, I don't actually ever get 10,000 steps in, but that's the goal, 10,000 steps. Anyway, I'm trying to be fit. So I'll go for a walk every morning for like 13 days. Won't matter what the weather is, even in the winter, even in the rain, I'll go for this walk. And then I'll say to somebody, I'll say out loud, wow, I've walked like 13 days in a row. That's so cool. And I'm thinking, now I've got this. Now I've got it. Now I've got this habit. I'm building this habit. So cool. But blammo, what happens? No more walk. Next day, no walk. Some reason. Maybe I have a headache. Maybe I didn't sleep well enough. Maybe something comes up, some emergency, and I can never get out the door. Okay. And then I don't, and then the next day I don't, and the next day I don't, and the next day I don't. For quite a while. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. It could be quite a while before I get myself going to go for a walk again in the morning. All right? That's what happens. Okay? Here's another example. Here's another sort of classic example. All right? See the guitar back there? I'm a musician. And I sometimes don't play my guitar. I don't play my guitar for long stretches at a time, but I love playing guitar and I love to sing, so I don't know what's going on there. But I managed to take my guitar off the wall and I'll strum, singy, sing, and I'm loving it. I'm digging it. I'm totally digging it. Oh, but my fingers hurt because, when you don't press your fingers on the strings for very long, you lose the calluses. So, okay, next day, play again some more. Yeah, calluses are getting back. I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying myself. Next day, play the guitar. Next day, play the guitar. Next day, play the guitar. Next day, I say to somebody, wow, I've really enjoyed the fact that I've been playing the guitar now for 6 days in a row. I'm really enjoying it. I'm so enjoying getting back into the groove of playing the guitar. Guess what happens? Blammo! No more playing guitar. Guitar sits up there. Listen to it. Look at it. It's just like, Arlene, remember me? Why don't you play me? Okay, what is happening? What is happening? So this has happened all my life. These are like typical scenarios for me. Those are modern scenarios, but they've been happening throughout my life. So what I have been attributing them to all my life, the coping mechanism title that I came up with all this time was that I've jinxed it. Yep. If I say it, I've jinxed it. And now it's not going to happen anymore. And I have to, wait for the jinx to wear off. Okay, so now I know. Now I've learned, I've been assessed, I've learned that I am autistic and that I have ADHD. And I've learned that there are some sort of interesting traits and behaviors and I guess pathologies really, that come along with it. And one of these has a name, a fancy name. It's called pathological demand avoidance. Pathological demand avoidance. Yeah. Or, okay, this is like, if I want to feel good about myself, persistent demand for autonomy. Although I think in my case, a lot of the time it's pathological demand to not follow the authority. That doesn't really fit into that expression, but the weird thing is the authority is me. I'm the authority. I say to me, this is really good going for a walk 13 days in a row. We should totally keep doing that. And I say to myself, no, I'm not doing it. You can't tell me what to do. I say to myself, good job, Arlene, playing guitar every single day and it's so much fun and you're writing a song and isn't this great? And then I say back to myself, screw you, pardon my French, screw you, but I don't want to play guitar anymore. Okay, so that's pathological demand avoidance or persistent desire for autonomy. Okay, but the thing that I've been calling it, the coping mechanism that I've been using all my life to deal with it, has been calling it a jinx. So what does it look like after a lifetime of calling it a jinx? It's, I guess, a kind of magical thinking. I think that's the therapy term. It's a kind of magical thinking. So what I do is I just wait for the thing to pass. Just thinking that, or hoping that this thing will change on its own with the tilt and rotation of the earth, with the location of the sun in the sky, with the alignment of the planets, with my horoscope, like with, I don't know what it is, some magical thing will happen where I will get back into the thing that I want to do. Yeah, it's not very productive, but look, I've been doing this my whole life. I might have developed the magical thinking hope, the magical thinking method, the magical thinking coping mechanism. I think that was probably developed really early on, really young. And let's see, what's the other one? Oh yeah, the other one is, I think this ties in with ADHD, which of course, like autism, I've had ADHD all my life and I didn't know it until 18 months ago. So I think how the ADHD plays into things is that I would just have to wait for some sort of dopamine rush to happen. Which I think maybe would interpret as inspiration, possibly. So dopamine would hit. I would get a good night's sleep, so I would wake up and I would feel like going for a walk, and therefore I would be restarted. So dopamine would recharge my battery, maybe? I'm waiting for the dopamine to build up. Once I get the dopamine reserves, like once the tank fills up, bing, walk, bing, guitar. Maybe. I think the trick though with dopamine, the risk with the dopamine method of restarting something or starting a habit that I want to start is that, ADHD can be a little reckless, for me. So yeah, sometimes it's really actually isn't good timing, or, the dopamine thing. Yeah, it can be tricky. It can be good, or it can be tricky. The sad part, how have I been dealing with it all my life? What is the coping mechanism that I've actually developed? Is that I don't have goals. Yeah, I just go through these periods of time when I don't have goals. I don't have expectations. I don't have hopes. I don't let myself down, because that's what happens when I'm trying to build a habit, when I'm trying to do something that's good for me, like get exercise, or professionally, a good idea to play the guitar and, then I can write a song. When I stop myself from doing that, I'm sabotaging myself. And sabotaging myself feels horrible. So I'll just go through these periods of time, maybe weeks, maybe months. I think possibly could maybe be into the year category. that I just don't have goals. I don't have hopes. I don't have expectations. I don't put any pressure on myself to achieve anything because it's just so painful to fail all the time. Now, why am I thinking about it right now? Right now I'm thinking about it because, guess what? I don't know if you saw this video, goes back a few weeks ago. I had a sleep study to see if maybe I have sleep apnea, right? A very common co-occurrence, apparently, with autism and ADHD is insomnia, which I've had all my life, which I never really saw as anything that I could deal with. I just thought, oh, well, I'm one of those people who never sleeps, who drags herself through the day, which is really how I would manage my day, just dragging myself through the day. Anyway, long story short, I did this sleep study. I went to a sleep study clinic inside a hospital as part of our medical attention that we get here in Ontario, Canada, provided for by our tax-paying dollars. Bing! I had this study done, and lo and behold, I have sleep apnea. I've been waking myself up. My breathing has been waking me up 17 times an hour. So that's why I haven't been sleeping very well. I keep waking myself up. And when I wake up, I think, well, why am I awake? Oh, maybe I guess I have to pee. Okay, get up, be quiet, don't wake anybody else up, walk down the hallway. I can't pee, I can barely pee, what's going on? Why am I awake? Then my brain will say something like, oh, you're awake because you should be worrying about such and such. My brain will do me this favor of telling me what I should be worrying about. And then maybe I can get back to sleep, but probably I can't get back to sleep. So yeah, that's been going on for years, for 1 million years. I am 1,000,001 years old, and it's been going on for 1,000,000 years. But now I know that this is what's going on. So now I have a machine, which I had to pay for. Man, it costs a lot of money to take care of yourself. But anyway, I have this machine that is also partially subsidized by our taxpayer dollars. Thank you very much, taxpayers like myself. So I have this machine. So last night was night 3 of having this machine, which is weird. I got a thing on my face, under my nose. I tried to figure out the one that was the least, was going to be the least weird for me. And it is weird. I do say it is weird. But last night, I didn't sleep all night. I did wake up. I woke up a few times, but I didn't get out of bed. I stayed in bed all night. 8 hours. I was recumbent for 8 hours. And I have so much energy today. And I'm afraid that now that I'm telling you this, now that I am sharing this success about how using my CPAP, my CPAP, I don't know what that stands for, using that machine is helping me. Oh no! See, now I've jinxed it. Now I have potentially jinxed it. So tonight, what's going to happen? Tonight, when I go to bed, am I going to say to myself, I don't want to wear this machine. I don't want to use it. I don't want to, like with my brain. Okay, how am I going to not do that to myself anymore? I really want to know. How am I going to not do that? So I think I have a couple strategies. These are the things that I've worked out so far. One thing is to tell myself, that is really good. I did a really good thing that was good for me, and I feel the benefits, and I am so pleased with myself, and that's okay to be pleased with myself. It's good. It's okay. It doesn't mean that I am egotistical or self-centered or selfish. Isn't that weird? That self-talk, that mean self-talk. It's good. I'm taking care of myself. I did this thing. I've had 3 nights of success. So I'm trying to see if attaching positive associations to this thing makes me feel good and makes me want it more. Will that defeat my PDA? Will it? Do you know? Do you have any techniques? Do you have any methods? What do you do to override your PDA? Is there something that you can do? What do you do? I would love to hear about it. I'm hoping that you can share that with me in the comments if you feel so inclined. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming by. You take care of yourself. I'm going to take care of myself. Let's take care of everybody else who's into it. And I'll see you again really soon. All right. See you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye. Okay, no, I'm gonna do it anyway. I lit some candles, do some, I'll burn some sage. Oh, there's magical thinking. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be like, you know,